Ryan with Miss.Geek here, and got progress on the micro project. And as you can hear, got a very strong signal coming in. Most of them are not that. Most of them are not that loud. But this is with the volume all the way up. My preference is that it's like basically blasting my ears at that point. So I'm going to be doing a modification to get more volume out of this. I got to figure out what mods to do next. But the radio is pretty well good to go. I was just tuning up the PA here, which is why I've got my ammeter in line. And yeah, I had done it backwards. That's why everything is backwards. Only a couple of problems I came up with. The first one was that the rotary encoder was wired up backwards. And the other one was that it was only putting out like a watt. And turns out it was only putting out a watt because I was running it on battery, which I'd started out putting it on battery just for the first power up and the first few listens and whatnot. So it helps if you actually run it with some amperage. And it does, it works fine now. It puts out all the power it needs on 40 meters. In fact, I turned down the PA just a little bit. So I'll have to fiddle with that. But other than that, it's pretty well good to go. I think there might be a couple of small things to do. There's an LED here that can be wired up, which I'm not even sure if I have that. I'm sure I have an LED somewhere, but yeah, here it is. Here's the LED board. So that's not wired up. So maybe I'll do that. I also noticed that the key is supposed to have a 4.7 k ohm resistor. Instead, it had these two resistors in parallel, or in series rather, and it was only like 3.8 kilo ohms. And I thought, well, it's probably good enough, but there was a 4.7 kilo ohm in here, so I just grabbed it and put it in. But overall, I think this is going to work just fine. It seems to be a cute little radio, and I don't really have any qualms with it. I'm glad I bought it, actually. I wish I had not waited so long to get into the microBITX world. I will say that I like this version. It's got just the standard display. It doesn't have the push button or the push screen or touch screen display and all that fancy stuff. I don't really care for any of that. So I'm glad I got this version of it. Plus I got it used and somewhat abused. So I like resurrecting things. That's kind of the fun for me. So definitely did this on the cheap. Thanks for following along. This is definitely part 2. Part 3 is going to be increasing audio output. And I'm going to look at what other mods are possible. I do, like I said, I do have the Mitsubishi RD HHF15s or whatever those are. I don't need them, however, but I mean, it'd be kind of cool to have them, I guess. But one thing I have noticed is that these are kind of wobbly, and this is not going to be a mobile radio, but I don't like how wobbly these two are, so I may come up with something better. Also, I'm going to get rid of these brackets here since I'm not going to be using that output. And I think that's about it. This seems to be a nice receiver, at least, at the very least. And so that'll live up here on the bench. And I went ahead and installed a mount on the bench for this big, giant 23-inch monitor. It's only big and giant compared to the one that was up there. And I had to kind of turn this thing upside down and do some funny stuff to get that to mount. But anyway, I got it to work. So that's almost it for this project. There's not much to it. This was easier than I had expected. So anyway, thanks for watching. I'll be interested to hear your thoughts about the volume and how to increase that. And any other thoughts you have about this. I don't plan on using this for digital. I've got my little QDX here for that. But this does have me thinking I should be putting up an 80 meter antenna because this can do 80 through 10 and the QDX can do 80, 40, 30, 20. So it'd be kind of nice to be able to do all those bands. Anyway, so thanks for watching, and we'll see you next time. Put your comments below. See you later. Bye.